Dana White's Contender series just started last night, and it started off with a bang, man. If you don't know about the Dana White Contender series, what it is basically there's 5 fights every Tuesday. It's basically just a job interview, like what they say. But you gotta win in impressive fashion. We'll talk about that later in the card because someone did not get a contract. I'll talk about that later. Let's just get into it, right? First fight, I don't know how to say that first name, but Kavanaugh versus Ho, right? I like watching the little preamble and like let them talk about themselves. I really feel bad for Ho, right? I liked Ho. I kind of liked Ho. He was a pretty cool guy. He got slept bad, dog. Like that. that was brutal. That was a nasty one. I want to see how he builds back up. Some of these people have been more battle tested than others. Lenore Kavanaugh, one of the more skilled guys, actually fought higher ranked people. I think he was his fight before this was a number one contenders in either LFA or Cage Warriors. I don't know, just one of those fear promotions. Kavanaugh, really great guy, fights great people. I'm excited to see him in the UFC. Now we got some good flyweight with a little bit more power in their hands, which that's always fun to see. And to Ho, I don't know, that was just a really bad KO, dog. That was brutal, but like, you're a cool dude. I'm really excited to see your next fight. Kavanaugh, I'm excited to see your next fight. Kavanaugh, one thing I don't like about first round knockouts is you really don't get to see how skilled the people really are. I'll talk about that in the next fight and why I like Delgado more as a prospect than Kavanaugh. Jose Miguel Delgado versus Ernie Juarez. This one's a little bit of a fun fight, right? Ernie Juarez, bit of like the wrestler. He had that like, how do I say that, Daniel Cormier stance? You feel me? Like stand straight up, that Duran win, all that. It's a weird little style that they have, but it was really good. He was mixing in the boxing, mixing in the takedowns, shit like that. That's kind of what got him later going into knee. But Jose Delgado, what a fucking guy. One thing I didn't like. So he great with the boxing, great with the takedowns, great with everything, great all around. Your most pressure you're ever gonna have is gonna be in this competition because you gotta win, and you gotta win in impressive fashion. That's gonna come up later with fucking Ronnie Hamed, right? But you gotta win in an impressive fashion, right? So a lot of the people just fucking go and throw it all. Jose Delgado threw everything in that first round, and it tired him in the second one. This is what I like about seeing people in the second round are you just a first round fighter, or do you have that skill to translate it to the second round and possibly into the third round? A lot of these people are first round finishes people, right? And in the UFC, you're not always going to get first round finish. So I like seeing these people go past the first round and actually see how skillful they are. Jose Delgado was a little bit tired in that second round. The power's still there, right? A little hook while Juarez was shelling up. And just a knee down the middle, just shut his lights off, right? The ref will, honestly, I also thought that he went in for the single leg or something like that. Nah, buddy was just out cold. That was a beautiful KO by Jose Delgado, and that he was my number one guy of the entire. Nah, I'm not gonna lie. We'll talk about the main event. Main event was a fun one. Nice featherweight guy, 26 years old, still has some time with him. I just love to see him. I can't wait to see who he fights next. Next up, we got Bruno Lopez versus Mikael Georgian dude, right? Georgian dude did really good. Dropped Bruno early in the first round. I wouldn't say he was mixing the takedowns really well, but he was giving the threat of the takedown. I don't remember too much takedowns actually being like thrown, him actually going in for a takedown or anything like that. But he dropped Bruno Lopez in the first round. That was a nice one, right? Just nice little overhand, nice right on the button. Bruno Lopez survived the first round, just did his thing, tried to survive, and then got to the second round. And that's where, like I said, these people are first round fighters. Michele, got tired in the second round. Bruno Lopez still had a little bit more in him, and he kept on fighting. He also won the contract, but I was thinking about giving. I thought maybe he deserved the contract, only because I thought he's a fun fighter. I see a couple fights in the UFC that would be fun for him, right? That's basically what my mindset is when I grade these fighters. Is there anybody that would be a fun fight for them in the UFC? Out of the two other ones I previously mentioned, he's not gonna go as far as the other ones. I do see some fun matchups for him in the future. Next up is the fight I was gonna talk about: Rami Hamed versus Ming Ding. Right, Rami Hamed is the only fighter on this night who didn't win their contract. I love the Wonder Boy stance, the whole shabim shabam. Right, that's one of my favorite styles to do. But Rami, Wonder Boy actually attacks. You feel me? You're countering the entire time. Ming Ding also really didn't. He didn't. Ming Ding was getting mad. He should have gone. If you were gonna go, he should have gone. They were glazing this man fucking 42 fights. I thought you would know that by now. Rami, you just gotta attack, dog. It's all about. You gotta remember, you gotta prove you wanna be here, dog. That is the whole name of the game, dog. You don't have to throw game plan out the way, but you at least gotta, like, second round, dude's not doing anything, let's pick it up a little bit. Third round, at least pick it up in the third round. There's something. Prove that you want to be here. The biggest problem with Moikaev versus Cap was the fact that they weren't trying to win, but they weren't trying to lose. That was the main fact, and that's why that fight was so boring, right? Rami Hamed, you weren't really trying to win. You were trying not to lose, and that was evident as day. You could have done a little bit more to, actually. You were piecing him up. You had the boxing, you had the kicks, you had everything on Ming Ding. Ming Ding was just running at you. He wasn't even cutting you off correctly. How the fuck does it has 42 fights and he doesn't know how to cut off the cage correctly, dog? The thing about the Contender Series is you have to prove that you want to be here. And Rami Hamed, I'm sorry, but you didn't prove that you wanted to be here. I see there is a couple of fun fights for you in the division, but I don't want to see you fight him if you're not going to try to win them. Main event, this is the great one. Oh my god, Wes Schultz is my new favorite fighter. I do not care. Honestly, when he was talking, I was a little confused if he was either autistic or gay, but it doesn't matter. He was a fucking great guy. I love the fact that he just takes short notice fights. That's crazy. Spinny shit for spinny shit, right? Someone's gonna catch him eventually. But I do like the fact that whenever he got hurt, he shot a takedown every single time. That's what you're supposed to do. Whenever you're hurt, you shoot a takedown. If you're a wrestler, when you get hurt, panic shoot. Doesn't fucking matter. Mansoor also is a wrestler, right? Mansoor, the fucking elbows. Oh my god. Mansoor is a great prospect. I can't wait to see Mansoor fight in the UFC. Oh my god, that man's a beast. Them elbows were ridiculous, dog. That was so brutal, bro. Oh my god. Mansoor, they were talking about how he hasn't fought any high competition. That fight was the thing about Wes Schultz is just so weird, dog. He had that Trevor Peak style, right, where you just don't know what's coming and don't know what he's throwing. Really fun fight. I want to see him fight in the UFC. I remember last season, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember last season someone got a contract even though they lost. They should have given fucking Schultz a contract. That was fucking crazy. That was a great fight. Schultz, he's a short-nosed guy. He'll probably get a call. I heard Chris Curtis pulled out, so, Kevin Hall is Wes Schultz. Fuck it. Mansoor, great guy. I'm glad he got the contract. Mansoor, that was crazy. He's him and Wes Schultz are one of my favorite guys coming out of the Contender Series. I also really do love Ante La Hoya. I'm excited to see your next fight. I'm excited to see you stand back up, brother. Solidarity. That was a bad one. But, you're not defined by your losses. Kavanaugh, great. I can't wait to see him in the UFC. Can't wait to see who he fights next. See if that power translates. Maybe, I don't know if Ante just didn't have a chin or anything. But I'm excited to see Kavanaugh fight in the UFC. Delgado, most excited. Oh my god, that boxing, the takedowns, crisp, everything was beautiful. Let's just, keep that energy to the second and third round. Great fight. Bruno Lopez, I don't know, just be fun. That's all you gotta do. Be fun and you get the money. But that's all from me. We're gonna talk about this for the entire fucking way. And later on this week, we have a UFC 305 prediction, so stay tuned for that. See you later.